Anything to... Okay. Okay. All right. So this is going to be pretty short. Probably go for an hour, but not too much more than that. Snacks will be here. I just don't know when. At least I think he will, unless he already went to bed. Which I don't think he did, so... Mm-hmm.
Bring it! Here it comes!
I got your number.
There! Bingo! Bring it!
Now. Come on. Slick.
Man, I trained for this.
All good.
Come on!
We need it.
That'll
We
do.
need it. Having to burn Stanek for tomorrow sucks, but whatever.
What in the...
The offense has to blow up in one of these fucking games. I just don't know when.
You're mine. Sloppy.
One more shot! There!
Burn.
Bingo! Get him!
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Okay. I think it's time to start panicking a little bit about Polanco. He looks so lost at the plate. It's not just a matter of, like, he's not making contact. He looks like he's never swung a bat in his life and has no idea what he's doing.
Beastie, 12 o'clock. There.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Bring it.
Gotta be careful. Feeling good. Best do it right.
Lightning.
Walk this. Gotcha.
Let's try that again.
Gotcha.
There. That's it. That'll do. Let's finish this.
Come on. This one's for you. Back off. Go on. One more shot. Still here.
You're out of luck. Still in it. Feeling good.
There.
Aaron!
Gotcha. Here it comes. That'll
Keep it up.
do. Gotta stay. Get him. That's it.
That'll do. Tifa!
I'm in.
Yeah, right.
Did they multiply?
Broden? Broden! Hey! Snap out of it! Wait! The guy from Calm?
Is he Mako poisoned?
No. He's a former soldier.
It calls to me. I must answer. The reunion. It's time.
All right.
Do you think he was getting treatment in Nibelheim too?
You good?
Cloud.
That's an
I found
excellent
another
one.
gathering of these individuals, the largest
That's a
yet.
great one.
It would appear that they're headed for the coastline. Do you think you could investigate for me?
Will do. It's time. Time we checked it out.
Welcome back.
Man, that took fucking forever.
Was it worth it?
No. I was in line for like an hour because they're short-staffed, and 40 minutes before closing, some cocksucker places an order for 10 pizzas and like 18 bags of crazy bread. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? Son of a bitch had the audacity to say sorry to everyone in line behind him when he went to go collect his food after we'd all been standing there for 45 fucking minutes.
Well, you know, when they have to make that many pizzas with a limited number of ovens, you end up learning a lot about things like
Right.
math.
I mean, you know, when you think about it, it makes a lot more sense that all those ovens actually ended up being cooked with enough, you know, probably due to poor supply line. A bombed out country as opposed to enough delousing chemical to...
What in the...
Wait
what
a
are
minute,
they
you don't cook
doing?
pizza with
Trying to
delousing
cross the
chemical.
water.
Hold on.
Come on.
Did you eventually get something?
Yeah, but it's never gonna make up for that fucking shit.
I feel you.
Anyway, I'm watching this classic video of I don't understand why so many people liked DeMarcus Cousins, because he was always dog shit. And like me and only a couple other people seem to notice that he was dog shit, because like he was a loud, brash, arrogant, son of a bitch, which I think is why he was popular. But like none of his game translated to actually winning basketball games, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking piece of shit. Especially with the ways that the game changed. So like I never understood why he was so popular, but this video popped up and my recommended, so I was like, all right, sure. So it's an old classic where the Kings are playing the Spurs in Sacramento, and Sean Elliott heard Marcus because of the bench. I'm a bust his ass, referring to Tim Duncan.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they might make it.
And
Maybe.
Sean Elliott
Guys are
talked
nothing if not tenacious.
a ton of shit
Where are they even trying to go?
to Cousins during the game because
That
Duncan obliterated him,
That's where they're being called.
absolutely humiliated him.
How do you know that?
Because this was
I-
Cousins' like
Uh,
second or third
got
season
a feeling.
Right.
That's all.
that he did this shit.
That's good enough for me.
I was like, who
Let's
the
check
fuck
it
are
out.
you fooling? That's one of the all-time greats, in my opinion, the undisputed GOAT. But that's just me. But pretty much everybody in basketball says that's the greatest power forward of all time.
I mean, I guess it
And
depends on
second-
how he said it. It could have been just like playful. It could have been like there could have been like something like venomous behind it. Like
Well,
I'd have to know how he said it.
That's what led to Sean Elliott talking trash to him all game, is that he arrogantly said, I'm gonna bust his ass. And it wasn't playful, it was like, yo guys, sit back and watch this. You know that it wasn't playful, because all the shit that Sean Elliott talked, and all he said is just like, hey, when are you gonna start busting his ass? When does that start? And Cousins tried so hard to bully Tim Duncan, and it just didn't work. You know, so it ended up with Cousins ended up getting suspended for 2 games because after the game, Cousins tried to fight Sean Elliott. And that's another reason I never understood why people like him, because he is the definition of a guy that if he was born a foot shorter would have been dead before 25. Only job he ever works is probably fucking janitor at a gas station during a graveyard shift slinging dope like a couple of guys I knew. Just an
You
absolute
want us to go that
fucking
way?
shithead. That I ever liked is that he was participating in like international men's USA basketball. So he was met with some European reporter who was giving him shit because he's like, "Oh hey, can you point out where Montenegro is on a map?" So Cousins, without a beat, he was like, "Okay, can you look at a map of the United States and show me where Alabama is?" And the guy's like, "I asked you that question first." And he's all like, "Well, what part of the world do you live in? And what part of the world do I live in? And I know where places are where I live. Do you know where places are where you don't live? So if you're gonna make fun of me for that shit, well, why is Montenegro more important than Alabama?" And I'm all like, that is the only thing that he ever did that I liked. And it was just because he took that same fucking brash, arrogant, fighting attitude and turned it towards somebody else that I don't like.
Who was the other guy?
Just some fucking European reporter.
So, I mean, DeMarcus Cousins was always like that guy with a lot of talent, but didn't have the right head on his shoulders to get it right. Like in a different timeline, he could have been Kevin Garnett.
A lot of people say that, but like, I always just said straight up, I'm like, there were plenty of seasons where he had a ton of talent around him, and it still didn't result in wins. Because the way that he plays is not conducive to actually winning basketball games. He's a 7-foot-tall Tony Roten. He just balled out on trash teams, and whenever he had the opportunity to play somebody who was actually good, he got his ass whipped. So I just don't understand why so many people just had this huge hard-on for him.
Yeah, so I just went...
Because like I
Go ahead.
I was done anyway. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's retired, right? Like, he retired?
Let me check.
I don't think I've seen Cousins in a while. So I feel like he's got to be retired.
It would be hilarious if he were. It would be hilarious if he retired because he's 33. Oh my god, what in the fuck did Wikipedia do to their crazy shit? Well, now that's really funny.
What are they?
That is really, really funny. Okay, the last genuine season that Cousins played out was the 2021 to 2022 season. Actually, not even that. Fuck, never mind. Let me see. I'm not even gonna say that. Wow. Never mind. Okay, the last genuine season that he played was the 2017 season.
What is this?
I thought didn't the Warriors add him in 2019 thinking he was going to be like the final piece? And then he didn't do anything?
Yes. He was complete trash. Yes. And that's exactly, like, that was the moment people should have been like, okay, this guy sucks. Because he spent his entire career on the Kings up until 2017, and then he gets traded as a Pelican. That was the last season that he played more than 40 games. Played 72 games that season. The following season, a full season with the Pelicans, he only played 48 games. And he was trash. Next season he played 30 games with the Warriors, and he was trash. Season after, he had an ACL injury, kept him silent his entire career.
Hold on. The audio is... Oh, shit. Is that my Discord, or is it just Discord? I need to hang up and come back, because the audio quality is complete trash.
I think it's both. Because I hear it from YouTube, and I check right now, and I have 416 messages in my thing on Discord. I think it's just Discord.
Yeah. Let me close it out and open it back up and see if it gets any better, real quick.
Alright.
Okay, I think it's better now.
Yeah, I got 15 MS now,
Okay.
which is much.
Huh. Anyway, okay, so yeah, go ahead. He was trash with the Warriors in 2019.
Get him!
Crash with the Warriors, 2020, he missed the whole season with an ACL injury. Season after that, he played for the Rockets for 25 games and the Clippers for 16 games. Came off the bench for all of those games. He was bad. Then the season after that was his final season in the NBA, 2022. Played 17 games with Milwaukee and 31 games with Denver, and he was trash on both teams, but hilarious because he just missed the fucking boat. Again and again, he's constantly just missing the fucking boat with people winning in. He was with the Warriors in 2019, they lose. And that was his first taste of like actually making the playoffs and going deep, and they lost the Raptors, which was hilarious. And it was the season after they just finished the repeat with Durant. Then he ends up in Denver in 2022 and plays 31 games. Just missed being part of that fucking 2023 championship squad. So thank God, because it is very, very correct that he does not, as a matter of fact.
You'll feel better in a second.
This time, fight through it.
win a championship. Like, fuck that.
Get him!
I will sever all your
So
limbs.
since then, he's played in Puerto Rico's league, in Taiwan's league. Right now, he's with the Taiwan Mustang.
Here goes.
So yeah, he's done in the NBA because he's 33 and he's playing in Taiwan. He hasn't played a genuine full-length season since 2017. He's done. 'Cause like I said, he's trash. Like, He was never good. People wildly hype this guy for some inexplicable fucking reason. He plays like shit. You know, he just balls out on bad teams and stat pads against bad competition, but he's never been good. He's never played meaningful minutes or contributed in any meaningful way to a winning team. He's awful. And like he'll probably just stay in Taiwan because this season he ended up winning the Taiwanese League Championship and was the Finals MVP, along with the most popular player of the year. So yeah, he's right where he belongs, with all the other washouts and being worshipped by fucking Chinese manlets. Was it we were talking about earlier that if Jimmy makes the Hall of Fame, this guy should too?
Play.
Alright, yeah. Because I was going to check his basketball reference.
Because Clay has the full
Hall of Fame
rings.
probability, yeah, Hall of Fame probability for Clay is 70.2%. He does have 4 championships, 5 All-Star appearances, 2 All-NBA selections, and 1 All-Defensive team. And probably, I don't know if this matters, but he's one of the best three-point shooters of all time. So I don't know if being that good of a shooter, especially for that long, like, gets you up there. But I'm gonna check some stuff. You got 15,000 career points, 2,800 career rebounds, 1,800 career assists.
Still here.
Oh, borderline. Go check a career 3 points
The largest
made.
male is recognized as the one and only king. This preeminent specimen eventually leaves the flock to live in complete solitude. The reason for this behavior is
Klay Thompson is 6th all time
that they do so to create
in
an environment in
career
which
3-pointers
one day
made,
emerge.
ahead of Kyle Korver and LeBron.
Perhaps your efforts to
And
help us
the odds were
define
really
this
good that Klay will not get passed up by LeBron.
Say I'm surprised.
Now,
Let me at him.
Odds are really good that Klay, by the end of next season, will slide into 5th all-time ahead of Reggie Miller.
Mhm.
Then above Reggie in 5th is Damian Lillard at 4th, James Harden at 3rd, Ray Allen 2nd, who will get replaced by James Harden this upcoming season because Harden's only 33 threes behind Ray.
Nothing to it.
And then of course you got Steph Curry out in front, who is so far out in front that no one will ever catch him ever. Ray Allen's in 2nd place with 2,973. Steph has 3,747.
Just know I'm cheering for you.
Too easy.
Steph has more threes than the guy in 2nd place in the NBA and ABA all-time list, and the guy in 1st place of the ABA all-time list. Ray Allen and Louis Dampier. If you combine those totals, it's still less than Steph's got.
The only thing with Curry is he might not want to play like that 20-year career. He might retire in a couple years. That would leave the door open for somebody else. But
Maybe, but as long as Steph feels good, he's making plenty of money. He probably just doesn't want to like wash out and be washed and all this other shit, and probably wants to stay with the Warriors all the time and blah blah blah. But let me check something.
he said that he wants his final season to be with Charlotte, where his dad played. So a lot of people are expecting him to end up having like one final year in Charlotte, a la Tony Parker.
Well, he made 357 threes this season, which was actually the 2nd most of his career, which is very impressive. But yeah, he's only 253 away from being at 4,000 3-pointers made all time. I think Steph could do that in one more season easily, because the lowest amount of threes that he had in a non-injured season in the last 10 years is 212 in 2018, and he only played 51 games that year. Then last season he had 273 and he only played 56 games. So as long as he plays at least 60 games, he'll almost certainly hit 4,000. Once he's done that, yeah, he'll probably do one more season in Charlotte and then retire. And I think that's why the Warriors right now, they're trying to go all in on winning one more this upcoming season. That's probably let them know, hey guys, I'm probably gonna call it a day pretty soon.
Spectacular!
So yeah,
Someone! Anyone! We need help!
Damn it. I'm
Steph's
coming.
contract, he is an unrestricted free agent in 2027. So next year's the 25 season, and the season after that's
Shake it on.
26. We've got 2 more seasons.
Can you take over for me?
So, one more to hit 4,000 and hopefully win a ring. Another one after that because they're trying to get they were trying to get Clay on a 2-year extension, so they're probably hoping to at least take 2 more shots at it. And then when Steph's an unrestricted free agent in 2027, he'll be 38. He'll probably then sign with Charlotte for 1 season and then call it a day.
What if Golden State is really close to another championship that last year? Maybe Curry goes like, I know what I said about Charlotte, but I can't walk away from a chance to win another ring. Like, that's a
And
scenario that could happen.
Yeah. If that happened, he'd sign like a 1-year deal, I think, like LeBron does.
I'm hearing Bronny will start in the G League. I mean, that's certainly where he should be. I do wonder if they're actually going to allow that to happen. Or if LeBron is going to be like, look, I'm only here to play with my son. I'm here to create that viral clip of him throwing a lob alley-oop to me.
I think I know what this is for. Follow me on the narrative on this one. They send Bronny down to the G League to just build his confidence up because he's nowhere close to ready. And then they give him as much time as possible to work on his game. And they bring him in for the Christmas game. That's the father-son game. You know the Lakers are going to win.
Calling lightning.
And say I'm surprised.
And that'll be it. You know, it'll be a heartwarming Christmas miracle. That is what everyone's going to be expecting. Then you'll have a here comes Bronny James moment where he accidentally chucks the ball at his dad's net. Dad collides with the backboard and every Lakers fan in attendance, their hair just explodes.
That's that.
And he's shocked, hair disintegrating. Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, so I just opened X again, and the very first post I see on the For You tab is someone posting clips from the Obama-Romney debate 12 years ago and being like, oh man, I miss this so much honor, so respectable. It's like, I cannot believe how many fucking times I've seen this.
Right. And just like I said, every time you see that, it's because they're lamenting, oh man, remember when we could just easily beat a guy? Because I've seen so many people talking about how eloquent Obama was. I'm all like, he had great speechwriters, and he could read a teleprompter. The moment you try to talk to that guy as a human, he was a stuttering mess. That's why he sucked shit in every debate that he was part of. Like...
Well, I'll say this, JS. The For You tab was working great for me until the debate last night. And the debate has, like, filled it up with stuff that I, like... So many people, like, oh, America is in the final stages, you can tell because they have 2 really old people yelling at each other for a presidential debate. And a bunch of stuff about how, like, I would vote for a cardboard cutout of Biden before I vote for Trump. Just, that's the whole fucking tab for me ever since the debate. Because those are the tweets that are going viral. But the tweets that I should be seeing are the viral tweets that pertain to what I follow, what I subscribe to on X. And usually that's the case, but right now, because of the debate, I get a lot of that too, JS. If I, like, sometimes I go to the For You tab and every post is just like, who's your favorite player that wore the number 3? Who's your favorite player that wore the number 15? One of these fast food restaurants has to go. I totally get you there. I agree with that. That stuff can go away.
And don't forget that every single thumbnail that they use is either some fucking thirst trap Instagram spot, or it's like some gross out shit,
Let's finish this.
or it's like some like ridiculous meme reaction image that you're just so tired of seeing because it's the same specified black guys over and over again.
Just like that, okay?
Like, how many times have you seen the reaction image of the young black guy? He looks like he's a teenager, and he's got the big bug eyes, he's got his mouth wide open,
Yeah.
and he's got his hands behind his head, and he's supposed to be shocked.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot.
How many tens of thousands of times?
Mm-hmm. Now, I will say this. I think that there are some people who genuinely regret the way they talked 12 years ago. Like, I've seen people who I don't think were lying. They genuinely said, man, I really shouldn't have called Mitt Romney Hitler 12 years ago. That was stupid. I should not have done that. I get that. But a lot of this stuff just strikes me as, like, trying to distract from the debate that took place last night by talking about, hey, look at these clips from 12 years ago. By the way, I know he managed to somewhat hide it, but I don't care what anybody says. Obama hated Romney. Like, I think he had a very personal dislike of Romney. Because that wasn't the case with McCain. I think that Obama and McCain were friends, which is kind of part of the problem. I don't think that should happen. I don't think your two major presidential candidates should be friends. But I think they were friends.
Yeah, because they were on the same team. Obama and McCain were on the warmongering team. Romney was on the let's make some corrupt money team.
But anyway, I just find it very amusing that I keep seeing that same very generic sentiment being expressed all over X right now.
I saw it for the first time back in 2016. It was Bill Maher.
Mm-hmm.
And he was complaining about Trump. And he's like, what happened to honorable men who we had, some genuine disagreements with, but we could come together as Americans and try to argue about what was a better path and way for our country to move forward. And I'm all like, you are fucking full of shit because 4 years ago you called Mitt Romney Hitler. You are saying this because you're hoping everyone watching is as dumb as you hope they are. And that they're not going to realize that you call everyone Hitler every 4 fucking years.
Yeah. And, Bill Maher is an example of somebody who says that, and I don't believe him. Right? Like, Bill Maher says that I don't believe him, but there are some people who over the last 8 years have said things kind of like that, and I think they're probably telling the truth. Like, there's this one, I don't follow her or anything. Have you ever heard of Jacqueline Glenn?
No.
She's like a D-list atheist YouTuber. And I watched a couple of her videos and one of her streams back in 2016 because she was very much into that election, and basically her claim to fame is that she has a YouTube channel about being an atheist, which is quite possibly the lowest hanging fruit in the world. It's like making a Marvel movie back in the mid-00s, or the mid-10s. Like,
Yeah, for real.
a Marvel
Let
movie
me ask
is
you
like...
one question.
Mm-hmm.
This will give me an idea for her character and who she is.
Mm-hmm.
Is she fat?
Not at all. She's actually works as a model.
Okay, that gives me a perfect idea for who she is then.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
there's really only the two answers. She either is or she isn't. If she is, I know what kind of person she is. If she isn't, I know what kind of person she is.
But anyway, she was following that election was very into that election and following that election very closely. She was a Bernie supporter who eventually migrated over to Hillary when she had to. And she thought that Trump running was a joke. And she thought that even on election night. So she live streamed her watching the election results come in. And the video is actually still up on YouTube, and it's hilarious to watch because she genuinely doesn't understand that this is a realistic possibility, and as it's happening, she's like, she's just so confused. Because she thought everybody else would see the same things that she saw. And the election was kind of an eye-opening moment for her. After that, she started making friends with people like Blair White and stuff, and starting to kind of expose herself to different elements of America because she was trying to understand, like, wait, how did this happen? This doesn't make any sense. But she was posting like 8 years ago about how, man, you know, I think I may have messed up with the way I talked about Mitt Romney back in 2012. I think that was probably a mistake looking back at it.
Surprise. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I just had to do my quick little victory dance because as soon as you said not at all, I was like, I guarantee. Sure enough.
Her name is Jacqueline Glenn. It's Jacqueline Frank now because she got married. But Jacqueline Glenn. Oh, she has an OnlyFans? Yeah, okay.
Yes. Yeah, I DM'd you.
Okay. You know, that's really
And
bad too because she's married now. She should not have an OnlyFans anymore.
Well, it's because she's married to a cuck, and you can tell the moment you look at him. Like, when I fucking click on what you post, because what you showed me was a Google image search result of that name. Mm-hmm. You just do the same thing and then husband. Mm-hmm. You get a look at the guy. So yeah, when you look at this, that is exactly the kind of dickless cuck who would sit there and be happy with his girlfriend having an OnlyFans, his wife having an OnlyFans, the mother of his children having an OnlyFans. Allegedly, the mother of his children, by the way. We don't know.
Yeah, her main claim to fame was for a while back when Trump was in office. Not that that has anything to do with it, but she was dating another content creator who was like this fucking goth guy. He looked kind of like Marilyn Manson. And then he like cheated on her in a very public and obvious way. And like everything about the relationship was getting aired out in public, and it was pretty fucking hilarious.
You said the name is Frank, right?
Well, the last name is Frank now because that was the last name of the guy she married. Yeah.
I found their YouTube video, our wedding video. The thumbnail has the guy wearing a yarmulke.
Yeah.
I'm not bullshitting. I'll fucking post the pics right now. Who'da fucking thunk it? Famous internet atheist. Jewish. Uh-oh. With an OnlyFans. Whoa. Literally, from the moment I fucking heard you say not at all when I asked if she was fat. Every single thing that I'm learning about this broad, I'm all like, I knew it.
Yeah.
The moment you hear internet YouTube atheist, not fat.
Yeah. It's like making a superhero movie 10 years ago. It's way too fucking easy. Way too low-hanging fruit. Nowadays, I feel like it's not that interesting or cool to be an atheist, so I don't think that's the case anymore.
Yeah, that's for sure. Fucking, I'm sure you're familiar with Shoe on Head.
Yes.
Well, back when Trump was in office, he was with Armor Skeptic, who is himself a fat internet Reddit atheist. Stone Toss has made fun of him a number of times, classically about him being fat. Matter of fact, let's see if I can find the last
Chill.
Get him! There! Come
You're
on!
mine.
Keep it up! Bingo! There! One more shot!
I'll be looking for this for a while, so in the meantime I'll finish my point.
Freeze.
So she was with that guy, and she was weirdly open about her sexual fetishes with the guy and the kinds of things they got up to. Eventually, Armored Skeptic dumped her because he wanted a younger girl because she hit 30, and I guess she has alopecia, so she's also like bald and wearing a wig.
Okay.
So he was like, "Well, I want a younger woman who actually has hair." But Armored Skeptic again, internet atheist, and getting scattered by the day. So Stu spent a while being single and was very humiliated over the whole thing and felt, a lot of despair because she really loved the guy and blah blah blah. Well, she got in a relationship with another guy. They ended up getting married, and as a matter of fact, Stu went on a hiatus a number of months ago because she had just given birth to her first child. Armor Skeptic, meanwhile, had been single since he broke up with Shoe on Head, and was just getting older and fatter by the day. So it's funny because at the time people made fun of Shoe a lot. And now a lot of the same people are making fun of Armor Skeptic a lot because, people went from haha, Roasty hit the wall, stay winning king, blah blah blah. The culture shifted, now people care about tradition, honor, family, chivalry, and they're thinking, what a wonderful, wholesome story about a woman finding a good man and finding Christ, joining together in holy union and matrimony, and having a blessed child together. What a wonderful outcome. Meanwhile, the atheist remains ever more bitter and ever more fat.
Thanks to your hard work, Cloud,
See, I just tell that
was able
story
to devise
because
another combat
it
trial.
makes me laugh.
I'm
It's just
confident this one will pose quite a
how
challenge.
quickly things change, how fickle the internet can be, but most importantly, how people can make decisions for completely stupid and infantile reasons and not realize the sheer magnitude of the decisions they're making at the time, and it ends up being a decision that defines an entire life for them.
Yeah. And I don't know very much about Shoe on Head besides the obvious stuff, but she seems relatively normal, I guess. You could do worse.
There are some nudes of her out there, I'll come to you. Yeah, like you said, she's not bad. Like you said, you could do a lot worse. But I'm sitting there like, it's nothing to write home about, but at the same time, you gotta consider 80% of women in the United States are at the very least on the overweight side of the BMI scale, with ever-growing numbers reaching obese and morbidly obese. But like, if you're not fat as a woman, your face could be wrecked, and you're still at least 7 out of 10. These days, yeah, you could do a lot worse. So anyway, I DM'd you, that was Stone Toss making fun of Armored Skeptic.
Yeah, that's really so much of what it is, being an atheist YouTuber. And somebody way up in the chat was talking about Ricky Gervais thinking that atheism is still edgy. I don't know very much about what Ricky Gervais is doing these days, but I could believe that. I'm sure that if fucking George Carlin was still alive, he would think being an atheist was still edgy.
Yeah, I don't know if you've been seeing it a lot on your Twitter page, but for me over the last week, a lot of people have been getting on George Carlin big time. Because people have been like, remember how insightful and funny George Carlin was? Is how the discussion starts with some boomer saying that, and then a bunch of, intelligent people are like,
Heard something.
this dude was big time in
Over
the
there.
tank for the establishment. What he
Let's
was
go.
doing was railing against the guys who were in charge back in the 70s and 80s, who he thought he was still fighting, even though it was 20, 30, even 40 years later, and he was still saying the same tired shit. And those same people he thought he was fighting have long since died, and the same people that he's supporting are the guys who are now in charge. You know damn well if George Carlin was alive today, he'd be wearing a mask, telling everybody to get vaccinated, and constantly talking about how awful Trump is.
Yeah. He'd be like, what's the name of the lead singer in Kiss? Gene Simmons?
Gene Simmons was not the lead singer, Paul Stanley was, but Gene Simmons is generally considered the face of Kiss.
Okay.
Because even though he was the bass player, he was the most popular guy, the most outspoken guy, and the guy who did most of the band's marketing. But for a lot of what you're talking about, Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons are kind of interchangeable. They both did the same thing. You gotta understand about Kiss is that, believe it or not, every single member of the band was Jewish. And I'm not even
Give
kidding.
them hell, okay? Stay strong, okay?
You gotta be careful.
You know, now you're talking about, I mean, these guys basically formed in like the late 60s, early 70s. So these guys, they're in their 70s and 80s now. So they're elderly Jewish men who were bisexual back before AIDS existed. That's where you gotta understand where that opinion is coming from. Anyway,
Because,
I got a series of
at
on-head pics here for you.
at one point, they were pretty much in the middle, somewhere normal stuff. They voted for Bush, they voted for Obama, they voted for Romney. And then Trump gets elected and Gene Simmons just completely kind of loses himself. And he's calling people who don't get vaccinated like terrorists and stuff. It's like, man. I mean, it's certainly not as heartbreaking as Arnold Schwarzenegger saying, screw your freedom, get the vaccine, but the kind of stuff that you really wish you just didn't have to see happen.
Yeah. Never meet your heroes.
I'm glad that Bruce Willis is too out of it to say anything that would damage his reputation. As much as it sucks that he is in the state that he's in, at least he's not destroying his rep on the way out.
Yeah. There's a little collage of photos, and then that last one that I posted is the one that shows, this is the one that proved that the leak dump that this was part of wasn't just fake.
Mm-hmm.
Is because posing with that sword right there is an extremely esoteric kind of thing, and that is Armored Skeptic's katana that he is one of those kinds of fucking internet atheists routinely posed with and shit during his videos.
Okay, so he's like the drunk guy who charged the cop with the samurai sword.
Well, no, that dude was hilarious and had serious balls, and also was a complete fucking mad lad. But anyway, yeah, you could do a lot worse.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was like, looking at her, she doesn't immediately strike you as being anything special. She just seems average. But then when you think that the average American girl is like obese these days, you're like, you know what? On account of the fact that she's not fat, you do a hell of a lot worse.
Kittens? I can't believe it. Fluffy? Hey, girl. How you doing? It's me, Tifa. Remember? You're okay. Thank God. Aww. Fluffy, what's wrong?
She doesn't look so good.
Let's try giving her the cat food. There's plenty more where this came from, so dig in. Leave him alone. You asked for it.
Did you guys ever watch Karen Strogan videos? I don't think so, JS. I don't know that name.
It sounds familiar. Is that girl right? What? Yes, it is.
A male gender advocate girl had a big following from 2022 to 2017. No, I've not watched her.
Yeah, I'm aware of her. Go right, Sweat. You guys gotta understand, you know that meme from the Narnia movie?
Come on.
Where the lion's like, do not cite the ancient magic to me, which I was there when it was written.
Yes.
I'm not exaggerating, I was there when the Manosphere was written. Like, I was there, Gandalf. I was there that day when Chad Thundercock is a very common, very popular, very well-known meme worldwide. And I was there when that idea first started circulating in Manosphere boards. I was there. This is like mid-2000s. I was a teenager at the time, but I had already had my heart broken a number of times. So I'm on just fell down the old rabbit hole.
And you wore an onion on your belt, which was the style at the time.
I followed this one guy on Reddit for almost 10 years until his account got banned because, you know, he was part of all the Wrong Thing Brigade. That's that. And that guy was part of the original fucking group of guys on the Red Pill subreddit. Then they frequented many other Manosphere boards. You're talking about places like Balrog, Rouge, Hearteeth, Roethi. Tons of fucking guys have paved the way. Mystery. And yeah, they were all fucking sharing their stories and talking about shit, and that's how the whole Chad Thundercock meme got started. Because he was the jacked guy with a huge dick that got to actually fuck the Rosie while she would turn down the decent guy. You know, he was basically the stereotype metaphor stand-in for every, you know, drug addict, biker, psycho, fucking guy who should be in a straitjacket, drug dealer, you know, anything you can think of, any kind of scumbag that actually got all the broads. Like fucking, I was talking to one of my friends earlier tonight. This guy's not a scumbag, but he definitely falls in the whole thing. He's talking to me about this broad that we knew when I was working at the gas station. So, did you thought that one chick with the raspy voice was not half Japanese with big tits ring a bell? So I said, you had me at half Japanese with big tits, but raspy voice could be a lot of people, you know, you gotta be more specific. He was like, he was a regular for a long time and lost a bunch of weight. I was like, if you can give me a picture that'd help. So he posted a picture of a, this is Match's phone app. the Match.com app.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, is she the one that would get the special brand of camels? Because we had this one regular customer, he would order these packs of camels that came in a pink package, and she was the only person who'd ever order them, but we would keep them in stock because she'd come in and buy 2 packs every day for years. So I was like, yeah, I remember her. So he was like, okay, she might have sucked me off last night, and last I heard she was married and all that shit. And I'm like, oh wow, good work, champ. You know, that's nice. He's like, I feel bad because I was turning her on to go all the way, but I don't think that she was really down for it. He's like, the problem was we had a wintertime Siberian bush. I just couldn't do that. I'm not man enough for that. Bro, I went down there and started to go to work, and once I had to start spinning out hairs, I had to call an audible. And I was like, man, why couldn't that have been me? So, you know, we're joking back and forth, and I say, anyway, happy for you, good shit, bro. And he says, it doesn't make me happy. It's a never-ending void. You know, for me, this is just another day, and I'm probably never going to talk to her again. And I'm all like, the way that he described her, and like the pictures that he showed me and everything, and I'm all like, I don't know anything about the girl's character or anything, but just like physically, I'm all like, I could wake up next to that every day for the rest of my life and die happy, man. And he's just sitting there like, yeah, you know, I basically just used her like a toilet. Not in terms of bathroom stuff, but to fulfill a bodily function, and then after you flush the handle, you never think about it again. And he even straight up said, it's a never-ending void. I'm not happy doing this. It's just, and you know, it means nothing to him. That's the kind of guy. Like that lady right there was married for 7 years to a good dude that we all knew, and he was a nice guy. Divorced him. God only knows what that divorce is like for him. And then she's just hanging my friend after she matched with him like yesterday, and he doesn't even care. Like, he's already over it. He just told me to brag. Because he thought that I had a thing for her, and I was like, eh. But one of our other co-workers had a thing for her, and he meant to rub it in his face. But that was the extent of it.
I'm a little worried Fluffy and the kids
Is that he
might have been
recognized
hurt.
her from his time
Do you
working
mind if
there,
we
so
head
he
back to
said,
the
what the hell,
village?
this might be
You know,
interesting.
if
And
we
he's like,
asked her
yeah, it's a
nicely,
never-ending
I
void,
bet
you
that
know,
head
he's
chef would
already
take
over
care
it,
of the
he's never gonna
kittens.
talk to her
I
again,
mean,
think about it
you can't
again.
say no to both of us, right?
Guess
And I'm
we'll
like,
see.
what the fuck kind of world is
Come on.
that, you know? That guy who was married to her, and everything that he gave to her, everything that he sacrificed for, and everything that happened to his life because that marriage dissolved, and what did it amount to? Shit ain't right. But as the saying goes, don't hate the player, hate the game. Like, no, I'm not mad at my friend, he's just doing what he does. You know, I just hope that he can find peace and meaning somewhere, doing something. But, yeah, you know, this is an act that leaves a lot of people and a lot of lives are worse for it. And I just sit here and think, well, why the fuck did it have to happen? Why did it have to be this way? It just goes right back to, you know, my friend is Chad Thundercock. And that guy that she was married to is Billy Beta. Fucking Stevie Simp. Guy who wanted to believe that his girl was special, and then he ended up in this situation. What's it all for? It's hard not to be bitter about these kinds of things.
Yeah, you meet some interesting characters out there, man.
I always get to meet interesting people, but I never get to do anything interesting, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That I'm always the one who's reaching his hand into the muck to pull out the shit. It is what it is. Anyway, I'm sure if anyone's still in chat listening to this, or like ready to fucking Goku.
Don't worry about it. It's late, and I'm not going to be here terribly much longer because I do actually have to get up early tomorrow. I've had to get up semi-early on a bunch of weekends lately. I don't like it. Well, I'll tell you, my
He
dad...
sounds like a drug addict. Not really. Like, I've known plenty of drug addicts. Now, you could still say that my buddy is addicted to the endorphins, which is why he's saying that it's a never-ending void, is because this used to be something that, like, really got him going. Not so much anymore. And it's because, you know, you keep chasing that high, you always need more, and more, and more, and more, until one day, you know, you've turned yourself into a tranny. But anyway, hopefully that answered your question, JS, that yes, I know who Karen Strawn is.
What kind of videos did she make?
Very, what I would consider now to be basic, entry level, Babby's first. Is feminism really good for women? Kind of thing. Because, you know, she's all like, I used to be a feminist until, you know, I had 3 sons, and then I started thinking about, well, what kind of world is feminism creating for my sons? And when I looked at the world, I realized, holy shit, my sons are gonna have miserable, miserable fucking lives. And, you know, that was a very accurate prediction, because about 5 years after she started making videos with that kind of mindset, the Wall Street Journal or Washington Post, whoever it was, they released that fucking survey that they did where they were like, you know, 30% of men the age of 30 or under are virgins now. And that was back in 2012 that fucking chart came out. 12 years later, that number's only gone up a lot higher. I think it's probably 50 now. You got guys like my buddy who are just plowing broads left and right, and it doesn't mean a damn thing to them, because even self-admitted it's a never-ending void they're trying to fill. And you got thousands upon thousands upon thousands of other regular dudes who don't get shit. It's a definition of an unsustainable system.
Still voting blue no matter what. Who's with me?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just scrolling through the For You tab and I'm still seeing that shit. I guess just the For You tab is going to be a waste of space after like massive viral events like the debate was.
Well, I'm having the exact opposite experience. Are you liking a lot of extremely conservative posts?
I usually don't bother liking. I just have them in lists that I look at. I usually forget to like. I will admit.
I think you should, because, you know, ever since on my main, Razorfist blocked me because I liked the post that was in his comment chain. What's funny is now that they hide likes, that wouldn't have happened to me if I just waited a couple weeks. But I liked the post that said something critical of Jews, and in a comment thread of his. So he blocked me out of that, and I'm like, oh, come on, Razor, you're right there. I know you're too mainstream to be able to just take that last step, but like, come on, bro, you're right there.
I hope this is all
We
right.
were right there,
It
man.
wasn't exactly safe for a bunch of kittens.
But anyway,
Couldn't just leave
yeah,
them,
ever since he
so-
blocked me, like the
Don't be
moment that
silly,
that
dear.
happened, suddenly
You
my
did
For
the
You
right
tab was just
thing.
filled
I'll
with
take
so
excellent
much
care of this
slop. I was like,
family.
I can't
They'll
stand it.
want for nothing.
I agree with what you said about the virus stuff, though, because
Mhm.
I expressed no interest in Star Wars The Acolyte or anything like that. My For You tab exploded with shit that was all positive of that. The critics are wrong. You need to watch lesbian
If I'm going to take
scissoring
these cats
baby
in,
into
they're going to
existence
need
using the
names.
Force.
You've got
I was
such
like, what the
beautiful
fuck?
white fur.
So eventually, I
Wonka.
just went into my
Yes,
settings
that
to
fits
block
perfectly, don't you think?
every single
As for
post
the
that mentions
kittens,
Star Wars,
we'll
The
decide
Acolyte, The
later.
Force, fucking
Actually,
anything that
the
has to do
cat's
with
already
Star
got a
Wars at
name.
all. And I'm like, man, I'm so much happier now.
Yeah, I got another one
Finally.
here. Capitalism will never solve
What?
homelessness, and
You
then they
weren't
post a
hoping
stat
to
about
hear
how,
me
like,
play, were you?
there are
I'm
20
terribly
times as
sorry,
many
Wonka,
vacant homes in
but
America
I'm a
as there
bit
are
worn
homeless
out after
people
all that
in,
excitement.
and, you know,
Tifa
this
can
is the
play.
shit that I'm getting on For You. I need to do something about this. I need to start liking
What a wonderful idea.
every
You'll
single
humor us,
tweet
dear,
that
won't you?
unironically uses
Yeah.
slurs or
Okay.
something.
Just a
Yes.
bit.
Hold that thought. This occasion
Uh,
calls for an
Click on my
accompaniment.
profile and follow a
I
lot
know
of the
some
guys
folks
that
who
I'm
would just
following.
love
And
the chance to perform. Don't go
especially Incel Odo. Like as much of his stuff as
That
you can. He is
escalated
like
quickly.
sprinting
I
towards the
wasn't
ban.
expecting an
It's hilarious.
audience. I haven't
Yeah,
practiced
okay,
since I was
here's
a
a
kid.
tweet
What should I do?
from a person whose
That
username
house.
is Defund the
Well,
Police.
that's not an option.
Then I think you better
A bunch
get warmed up.
of leftists whining about how if the Joe Biden who gave the speech in North Carolina showed up to the debate last night, he would have done fine. It's like, man, I got to do something about this. Wait a minute, I have to play the damn piano? Dude, I'm so dude, if there's like some kind of fucking skill check here, I'm never going to finish this side quest because playing the piano is really hard. The irony is, I actually used to know how to play Aerith's theme on the piano when I was younger in real life. But now I'm going to try to play it in the game, and it's not going to fucking work. Yeah, this is awful. I could literally play this better in real life, and I haven't played the piano in like 20 fucking years.
You heard about North Korea executed a guy for listening to K-pop?
I did hear about that, yeah.
Hilarious.
I knew that shit was bad.
I'm sure there's a lot more going on there than just what they said, but it's just funny to think about.
That actually wasn't terrible, I guess.
Well, that was,
Oh
Sorry
man, the
about
picture
that.
I sent you just
Definitely rusty.
fucking kills
No,
me.
you were great.
Thanks. Glad that you could help. Take care of the cats for me.
I certainly will. Rest assured, I'll keep them very well fed. So bring your appetites. All right.
It's a little version
come
of me,
along then.
John. I want you to have it.
Playing that piano again brought back
Oh
a
my
lot of
god.
memories. How Mom used to teach me while Dad was downstairs in the kitchen doing his best, which was pretty good. Hangouts with Emilio and the gang, which we kept inviting you to, but you never came.
Never? Really?
Really? But you seemed fine on your own.
That what it looked like? That I enjoyed being alone?
You didn't?
Of course not.
Huh.
Damn, that's
Guess we
illegal.
still don't know each other that well.
In Minecraft.
Well, never too late to make up for lost time.
Yeah.
I see this picture, this firearms Twitter account.
I'm
A
glad we
shortened
came.
Soviet PKM on the black
Yeah.
market in Lebanon. The whole
Glad we
set cost
found Fluffy, too.
$3,800.
I think you mean Blanca.
How many
That's legit.
How many
But
guns
yeah.
is it?
I hope she and the kittens are happy.
Well, it's just one gun, but the thing is the PKM is the Soviet machine gun platform. It's basically the equivalent of the M60. I mean, it's not really. It's more the equivalent of the M240B, but M60 is probably something that you're more familiar with.
Okay.
Whatever they need.
So yeah, fully automatic machine gun that fires high caliber bullets is meant as modern equivalent to the MG42 in functionality. Shout pass me the MG42. So yeah, for $3,800, it's like, dude, there's some states where getting fucking 10-round magazine capacity fucking semi-auto rifle would be fucking $3,800.
Your property starts at the post, dude. Your property starts at the post. You're fucking stupid.
Little version of me, Satan. I want you to have it. Oh man.
Get a surveyor down here. He's going to tell you the exact same thing I'm telling you.
Holy shit. Internet culture passes by way too quickly. I hadn't even fucking realized this shit. But this guy is the real life inspiration of the Judge Jack meme character. Was the guy that shot up a Walmart in El Paso 5 years ago.
At the casino. As its owner, allow me to express my gratitude. Some players have.
Oh yeah, I've seen this. Okay.
You did me a great favor. Take this as a token of my thanks.
Bro, what the fuck?
Before you go, though, I have some
I didn't even
cards I'd
realize.
highly recommend for a
I
player
had
as
no
skilled
idea.
as yourself. You won't want to miss out. People lose interest when they start thinking they can't win. That's why it's important.
Yeah,
to
I
keep
agree,
once in a
David.
while.
I think sending
By the
Hanniger
way,
was correct
don't breathe a word
because our
to
offense
the
is so
folks
bad.
upstairs,
The odds of the
otherwise you
throw
will
being
find yourself
bad
behind
and him
bars
being able to
again.
score or the catcher dropping the ball are better than the odds of us getting another hit because wasn't the next hitter due up? It was probably JP, right? Like, how often does JP get a hit? Less than 25% of the time?
About that. 2 of the police officers at Uvalde who did not respond during the school shooting in 2022 have been arrested for doing exactly that, for abandoning the children during the shooting.
They have not been arrested?
No, they have been
arrested.
Okay. These 2 former Uvalde. So, probably these guys are going to end up being the only dudes who actually get charged with anything. And you know, it starts to make a lot more sense when you actually look at their mugshots. Full of white children being attacked. Those guys just sitting out doing nothing. Doesn't surprise me. Oh, now that's really surprising. That's why I see people in the Supreme Court hearing on the January 6th defendants. It was a 6-3 decision, but it wasn't along partisan lines. Amy Coney Barrett was part of the 3 dissent.
I heard
part
about
of the
this.
6 supporting was Jackson.
I heard about this, yes. This is what I was talking about earlier, but I got the case wrong.
That is really surprising.
Yeah. I don't know what to make of that exactly.
This is a really funny tweet thread where I find that out. It's just a picture of the broad and it says apologize. People are talking about that. There's one guy says, I'm calling it now. Justice Jackson's going to write the 5-4 opinion that Trump has presidential immunity. The guy responds, he says, they're going to call it the Gettysburg Address. That's just spice. He made the ball.
God damn it, how many cards does he have that can play over other cards? Oh my god! His whole fucking deck is cards that can play on top of other cards. Knock it off. Fuck off. Thank you. There we go.
Some people saying Biden should be replaced by Stacey Abrams. Now that's fucking funny.
Why did I open the door? I should have heeded the stories.
Yeah, okay. Let me check the For You tab now. Okay, Evangelion account, ESP Detractor account, Mariners account. Alright.
Can't stop shaking.
Now we're talking.
Picture of Review Bra looking at the third
I
impact.
have to destroy this card.
Picture of Kenya,
I know that.
the dude in the suit and tie holding the machine gun, or the submachine gun. You've probably seen this. It's been circulating on the internet today.
I like this one. White boy summer follows after Arab spring. How do you think white boys obtain summer? Through jihad.
She will not be denied.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay, if this guy is in a suit and tie and dress shoes, holding a fucking AK, why in Christ's name is he also the only person there with a COVID mask on? On what fucking planet? None of this makes any goddamn sense. It's like the definition of a photo op.
2 hits. Mr. Valmont's obituary and a voice recording by the reporter who discovered the body. Preparing voice recording.
Isn't Kenya like
I'm
ground
currently standing
zero
outside
of
the
China's
home of
efforts to
Latrell
colonize
Balmont,
Africa?
the famed creator of Queen's Blood. Now let's hope he's willing to answer a few questions for us.
What's this smell? It's awful. Mr. Balmont, are you home? Oh my God, I can't believe it. Mr. Balmont is dead. How long has he been in here? It must have been ages. His body is...
The results of the autopsy reveals the cause of death to be starvation. The state in which he was found suggests that he had been playing Queen's Blood without stopping to eat, drink, or sleep.
I found numerous cards scattered on the floor around him, and... Hold on. What's this?
That card. It looks like... the shadow.
The recording breaks up after that. As it so happens,
Oh yeah, nice.
Mr. Belmont
Supreme Court
was in
also ruled
possession
today
of the
that
world's
cities
one
can
and
punish
only
homeless people for
Shadowblood
sleeping in
Queen card.
public.
Yeah, I heard about that
And-
too.
You know, a lot of people are like, oh my god, they're making being homeless illegal. And it's all like, no, what they're trying to do is solve a huge fucking problem in this country, which is a shitload of fucking drug-addicted burnouts just plopping themselves down in the city because the city won't do shit about it. And so, what do? They start shitting on the fucking sidewalk, they fucking leave used needles all over the fucking place.
I had just registered
Like-
a loss against you in a game of Queen's Blood.
Yeah.
Good grief, man.
Version update required to secure path to world domination. Thank you very much for playing with me.
Congratulations, Cloud.
Well, according to this thing I just saw on X, which I don't know if it's accurate or not, there are less than 1 million homeless people in America, which doesn't seem right, but if that's true, I guess that would kind of explain why it's not a bigger issue for elections, because it's such a small part of the electorate.
I think that number has to be counting people who consider themselves homeless who are trying to get out of it. Because there have to be way more people than that who are just drug addicted burnouts who, like, are illegally squatting somewhere or are just a
I assume
general
you saw
fucking
that
bum.
broadcast from
And
Wutai. It goes without saying that tensions
like,
are running high. I'm keeping a close
it's one of
watch
those
on
things where
Shinra's
obviously your
activities.
heart breaks for
We
those
must
people, but
proceed
you
with
just
care.
gotta think about it, like, rationally, which is, if people are very addicted to drugs, they do need help. But they're also a danger to themselves and everybody around them, so it's not a bad thing to want to keep innocent people safe and separate from the people who are high risk for violent acts.
If there's anything else
It
I can
exists
do
for two
you,
reasons. It's
please
to
let me
punish
know.
people who
I'm
do
always
bad stuff, and also to keep the people
happy
with
to
a
help.
screw loose away from regular people. Well, everybody bitching about the Supreme Court decision, it's all like, if homelessness really bothers you that much, then volunteer at a shelter. Don't fucking scream and cry at politicians for not doing enough when they're never going to do enough because all they care about is getting elected.
Alright, guys, that's going to do it for tonight. Shorter stream than usual, but I got to get to bed. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, I know the feeling.